pressed recording, so the real recording's happening, not the fake recording.
Alright, I just, oops, need to...
I start recording once we start talking about what happened last time.
But then you missed the
Excellent.
20 minutes of random bullshit conversation before the recording.
But I also record the hour after recording of the bullshit afterwards where you guys have all stopped.
True.
Alright. Let's play some music here. Alright, so who wants to remind us where we left off?
We left the city finally. More shopping happened. Fangirling happened. More fangirling happened. More shopping happened.
More
Bought horses and people named their horses.
More fangirling.
More fangirling.
Camille had an upset stomach.
Camille had an upset brain. Yelled at his god for a bit. Said, fine, I'll do whatever. And we left the city again.
Yeah, that about sums it up, I think.
Yeah.
Before we get any further, and just in case I'm going to have to remember this for another, would it be an issue if Zoe tried to yell at her patron?
You can do whatever the fuck you want.
Yes, but if you actually had something planned and lost your notes, I can hold off for a week. But if there's nothing planned, then I can just yell.
I mean, there's always stuff planned, Ty. The things
You'll
I
just
was
have to
worried
see what
about.
happens.
Yeah, the things I was worried about losing were more like proper names of stuff.
Like our horses.
Okay.
No, that's on you to remember.
Yes, and also, I was smart enough to fucking write it down last week. Like on paper.
Piper.
On 2020.
Alright, so yeah, last week you got a bunch of shopping done, got some stuff made.
I also got all the random bullshit on my list that I forgot to mention.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's fine. You got some stuff ordered, but has not yet been made.
Oh yeah, Hydra scales that were red. Weird.
Zoe talked to Vanya for a little while. She seems very interested in all of you and your adventures. And yeah, you went to leave the city, and Camille had a bit of an episode, and went back, and then went out again.
It happens.
It happens. So by the time you are actually leaving the city, it is about noonish, and all mounted on your horses, with your 3 extra pack horses. You walk down the main road, passing by rows and rows of orchards. You notice, just sort of offhandedly looking at all of these orchards, and there's a few people wandering in and out doing some work on the trees, but they aren't, it's summer. It's not picking season yet, so they're not full of people. But you notice, like, there's some that have these, like, little small white fruits, some that have sort of clusters of these tiny black, like, circular fruits or something. It doesn't seem to be like one orchard is one type of fruit and this other orchard is like this other type of fruit. They seem to be kind of mixed in and amongst each other.
Naughty fruits.
Naughty fruits?
They breed each other.
It's a fruit orgy.
Yes. You sure?
Yeah.
Oh! Oh! Oh!
Um, continuing on past the orchards, you get to a few of these like large manor houses that you could see sort of on the hills on your way in. Like just Fire and Amalus have never seen a house this big with these beautifully manicured lawns, little nice like hedgerows. You end up passing by a couple of horse-drawn carriages with with the curtains over the windows of the carriage. You can't see who's in them, but they look very nice, and they're probably housing somebody very rich. While you are walking along this road, was there anything you wanted to do?
What type of skill would it how high of a skill would it take to be able to read while riding a horse? At a trollop.
That's a good question. Probably a wisdom check?
Or just straight animal handling, which is kind of wisdom.
Actually, yeah. Animal handling.
Let's see if Zoe's gonna end up on her foot. Or on her butt. Yep.
You pull out the book. Which book are you trying to read?
Let's see. She has them all. She already finished 7. She finished 6. She finished 4. Probably 1.
All right. About 2 pages in, you're doing your best to sort of stay on the horse and read, and your horse sort of steps kind of funny, and you just sort of instinctually tense up, and that signal of your legs tensing up against the horse, is the signal to go faster, and your horse starts bolting.
Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit.
Zoe's horse just all of a sudden speeds right up and starts running past everybody else.
Do we hear oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit?
Yes, along with the
Uh,
clapping of hooves getting faster and faster.
Oh god, I catch up to her.
I would like to argue only one of you heard it.
Me with my
She's
18?
No, the one who's swearing in Celestial, who understands Celestial.
Okay, run after.
So we heard it, we just didn't understand it.
Yeah, you heard Zoe say something.
It sounded like swears though.
I
Perce draws his sword and looks for what's got her spooked.
All right, Camille, you can make an animal handling check to try and run up to her horse and calm it down.
yeah, to catch her horse.
Yeah.
Fine. That makes sense. Since I can just tell my horse whatever I want.
Yes,
Your horse is
but
smart.
not Muffin.
My horse is smart. Fuck it, I just run ahead and put Ramil in front of the other horse.
All right, you try in vain to grab the reins, and then just getting frustrated, send Ramil in front to sort of block the horse, which then spooks Muffin, and she bucks. Ty, I need you to make me a dexterity saving throw.
I would rather a wisdom saving throw.
Nope.
You get +5.
As
Okay.
I am running
Plus
up behind, can I attempt
16,
to
so that's
catch
16
Zoe
then.
out of the air?
You can also make a dexterity save then.
If that's also in the field, that would be that would be an 18.
I will say that Rizwin is a little too far because Camille is 2 horse lengths away from Rizwin.
It's only 10 feet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Zoe, you are fine as you can't quite get a hold of the reins and slip back. You land on something nice and soft.
Good thing you got a new suit.
Rizwin, take 3 points of crushing damage.
Was this something soft, Rizwin?
Yes.
That was basically the plan.
Yep.
Can I go up and try to soothe the horse?
Sure. You can also make me an animal handling check. As Zoe and Rizwin are sitting on the ground, going, "What the fuck just happened?" Amelis runs up and just gently puts a hand on the horse, and she calms down immediately.
I'm like 30 feet behind, wild shape into a horse, chatting with horse. Another horse.
Hey guys, you have another horse.
Man,
One
are
that
these
is
things breathing? or
distinctly
something?
shroomy.
Yeah.
Zoe's sitting there contemplating while sitting on Rizwith. If I ride that horse, it's not dumb. But then I have to smell like mushrooms.
I
will
would
just
counter
stop
that
reading the
fact
book.
that you'd be riding fire, and do you really want that?
Also, fire can only be a horse for so many hours in a day.
3.
That
Very
gives-
wild shape.
I would argue that that would give Zoe 3 more hours of reading time, but maybe she'll
The
just
books aren't
put the
going
book
anywhere,
away
Zoe.
for
And
now.
the less time you have to read them, the more you'll enjoy them.
I would say
But they are going somewhere. They're going where we are.
So Zoe puts the book away, tries to gets up, helps Rizwin up if she takes the hand, does prestidigitation on both of them to clean them up in case the road was muddy or anything, then gets back on the horse.
All right. Amelis has sufficiently calmed your horse. And he stays by while you mount up again. Miraculously, your book has suffered no damage.
I see my opportunity. I get there and might lead you Rizwin her.
Rizwin, you feel this like sort of soft, like grabbing motion at your hair, and then it's a little bit wet.
I just do the like slow turn and look.
And you see his face like when you see nothing, looking at the beyond, doing numb.
And I just bop you on the snoot.
All right. So fire eats some of Rizwin's hair. I assume you guys mount back up and keep going.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So it takes you a couple of hours, even riding on the horses, to get past all of these orchards, all of these mansions. But once you do get past these mansions, the road deteriorates very quickly until it's just like a couple of wagon tracks through the grass. You get the sense that past these mansions, there is not very much upkeep on this road. It's not even really a road. You keep following this trail up to the base of the mountain, and this trail slowly winds and climbs. And as you get a little bit higher, you start to see more trees and less shrubs. The landscape begins to change into a slightly more lush and wet forest. Still not quite as lush and wet as the area around Astoria, but you have definitely left the grasslands. Kowasti, you made a roll?
No, was that not for you?
Oh, okay. Don't worry about it then.
So we're getting more into a typical sort of boreal forest kind of thing.
Yeah. As you guys are slowly walking up this dirt and gravel trail, I would like everybody to make me a perception check.
Woo. Including the horse.
Um,
My horse.
sure.
Ooh.
Look at my horse.
Mist is off to a real good start.
Damn.
I wasted
Wants
my
to take it off
27.
DM.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. All right. Is that everybody? Okay. Fire, Rizwin, and Amalus. Actually, it's almost certainly Fire that notices it, or maybe Fire and Amalus that notice it first. As you guys are walking along this trail, and like another maybe hour or two has passed by, and it's getting into late afternoon. You come across this sort of like flat section that the road goes through, and you can see a whole bunch of like felled trees that have been propped up, and all these mushrooms are growing out of them.
Oh no.
Okay. Go and inspect the shrooms.
Roll a nature check.
Oh, damn it.
Can I inspect everything that isn't a shroom for danger?
Sure, you can make me a perception check, Rizwan.
I
Fire.
think with
You
a
have
one, I think
Uh-huh.
I go to smell it and just instantly just eat one.
Tastes
Oh my god, what an idiot.
pretty good. You've never seen these mushrooms before, though. These are complete. Rizwan, looking around, you don't see like you see some bear droppings. Couple squirrels in the trees, but there's you don't see any signs of people or any other like large creatures in the vicinity. You kill a squirrel.
Let's pop that on my belt.
Cool.
I de-transform, grab some shrooms and put it in other horse.
All right.
Of course.
Pert, with the nature check, are you trying to figure out what these shrooms are? David?
I'm trying to figure out whether or not we need to have medical care on hand for when he comes down.
These look like mushrooms that you would eat, like that you would find in Marielda.
Okay.
Can I have a quick description so I can write it down?
Look like mushrooms.
I think
Yeah, they
basically
look like
just
mushrooms.
button mushrooms.
No, they look like those long or like the horizontal, flat, wide. They're kind of like a orangey brown.
Long, flat, and wide.
When I said long, I meant flat and wide.
I think
Okay.
you mean
Long horizontally.
Flat, wide, orangey.
that is too big.
Mushroom pancake.
Mm-hmm. Yes, mushroom pancake. Pert, with that 22, looking at sort of the way this is set up, you get the sense that this might be like a mushroom farm. As
Okay.
Fire's picking the mushrooms, you can see like where these little holes have been carved out of the wood, and they kind of look like germination points. I don't know if that's the right term for mushrooms.
It would be. They have a.
Hey, Fire,
Usually
this
put the
might be
mycelium
someone
in there.
else's property.
What?
I'm pretty sure by how organized these mushrooms are, this is like a garden.
Oh well, I already got a mushroom. I'm not gonna take another one. Here, I will druid craft another type of mushroom where I grab one.
All right.
See? Give or take.
So you're introducing a foreign species? Okay.
Diversity, man, that's important.
All right. What's everybody else doing while these guys are arguing over mushrooms? And...
Sitting around, waiting, staring, making sure I don't see any other like horses coming down the road or
Sure.
something.
Make a perception check.
I guess it wouldn't take long. Like, okay, finish. We can go now.
I am not perceptive.
Mm-hmm.
Never do good on perception checks. Ever.
That's because you have a 1.
That's because
And
it's
I'm
our
not
job.
proficient.
All right. So Fire replaces the mushroom that he took, and everybody gets back on their horses. And the convoy continues. As you keep going up this this path, it is still just like 2 wagon tracks. And occasionally you get a point where like there's a little sapling kind of growing in the middle, but you can see where it has been like bent or broken. So you get the sense that there are wagons along this road from time to time.
I wouldn't want to be sitting on the wagon that goes on this road.
No, you would not. It is very rough. There are sections you gather where like a large rain runoff has sort of cut up parts of the trail, and it's like really rough and rocky, like washboarded. As you continue on, not terribly far from where the mushroom farm was, you can see like a clearing through the trees. And sort of like not like the path isn't, or the road isn't going into it. I've lost my train of thought.
Clearing.
The road
path
isn't going
going
into it, but you can still see it. Like there's only like a sort of a few, like maybe 20 or 30 feet of trees before that clearing, so you can see into it pretty well. It looks like there's a bunch of like tall grass or something there.
Okay.
As you keep walking by, you hear some rustling coming from that clearing.
Like animalistic rustling, or
Like the grass, like yeah, like something's moving through the grass.
okay, I just kind of keep my eyes in that area.
Maybe it's another square for a raceway.
Maybe it's my gooblet.
There's no giant owl bear hiding in the grass.
Miniature.
You
Miniature.
hear a very faint oh.
There's a dog.
Doggo.
And the rustling continues. You can, like, it's getting louder. You can kind of see where the grass is moving as this dog is coming towards you.
Uh,
So he readies an attack.
What?
Just a dog, man.
What
I
if it's not
had a
just a
bad
dog?
experience.
Um, indeed, you see this fairly large dog come like trotting through the trees, probably about Melis's size. This kind of like sandy brown color, very thick, sort of dreadlocky hair, like a sheepdog. And as it sees you, it kind of stops and sniffs the air.
Hey, buddy.
Does it look like it looks? It's not a wild dog. It looks domesticated.
It make a nature check, and Fire make an animal handling.
Mm, I have these.
Oh yeah, okay. Make it an advantage then.
Whoa.
Uh, it wags its tail, goes, oh, and runs over to you.
Good boy. Hey, good boy. How fast pacing are we?
How fast paced?
Like, if I step down the horse and walk a little bit while petting the dog, do I make us all go slower?
I wouldn't. I think we would have stopped.
Okay, I do that. Pet the dog.
Okay.
Good doggo. Pat, pat.
He pants and wags his tail. Camille, you think that this is probably a domesticated dog?
Fire. Do you want to ask the dog why it's out here?
Doggo, why are we all here?
No, Fire. Come on.
You want me to wait to spell because I cannot talk to him. I cannot give a clear answer otherwise.
Well, you can kind of just normally communicate with. You can ask him if there's something he wants to show us, or
Oh,
why he's
yeah.
here.
Doggo, are you okay? One bark is yes, two bark is no.
Oh,
Okay. You need help with anything. He's not sure. Are you have humans, right? Your humans are okay?
oh.
Good doggo. Have a shroom. He says everything is fine.
Okay.
He like picks up the shrimp in his mouth and takes a couple, like chews a couple times, and then goes that.
Yeah,
Clearly
that's
a
fair.
smart doggo.
Yeah, that's fair. That's compost for the next one. Okay, bye.
Oh,
Pet, going the road.
So Zoe does not like dog, but Zoe still pulls out a little bit of meat and like dried meat and tosses it to dog.
dog eats it very happily.
Dog now like Zoe.
Yes, dog goes up to Zoe and is like, more?
Zoe is on horse.
Congrats, you have a horse now. Well, I mean, a horse. You have a dog now.
Dogs are like cats. They'll go to the one they knew that didn't like them.
If you find a dog and you give it meat, you have a dog.
The dog is big enough that he can kind of sniff at the bottom of your foot.
I have a question. How is
Yes.
Melis reacting to all of this?
Miss, how do you think Melis would be reacting?
Oh, look, it's a dumb dog.
I think the dog does not seem terribly bothered by Melis. And after he's done sniffing, Zoe does kind of go up and is a little bit cautious, but kind of wags his tail a little bit sniffs the air, gets a couple of feet away from Mellis.
I would say this whole time, anybody that looks at Rizwin,
Mhm.
if she had a cat's tail, it would be all bushy.
Zoe's not the only one who does not like dogs.
Of course not. Rizwin has a piece of raw meat hanging off her belt.
Sure.
Something dating prospects.
I mean, Rizwan also nearly got killed by a warg, which is kind of like a dog.
There are some similarities. But the dog and Mellis kind of sniff each other, do that like circling thing for a little bit. And then the dog, satisfied, trots off back to his field.
Big old dog.
Are there sheep in the distance?
You don't see any. But that doesn't mean they're not there.
Dear Dari, today I find a good doggo.
The end.
Yes.
All right.
Alright.
Well, keep on going. Unless something really stands out to Kamel, he's just going to suggest we keep going. Make as much time as we can before dark.
Yeah, we're not in a rush, but we don't need to stay in there. Except, yeah. Moving along.
Moving along. About another 20 minutes of walking on this road. It's starting to get like evening-ish. And this is not like a terribly tall mountain, so you think you're probably getting like maybe halfway up. But the path eventually, like the trees kind of clear away from the path a bit, and you see like the path continues, but to the left of it, you see there's a little branch that goes off maybe like 40 feet away from the path, and there is a large wooden fence.
Might be
Like
some-
8 feet tall, like slats of wood.
Like solid, we can't see through it.
Yeah, yes, like solid.
Is there a door?
There is a door.
Is there a sign that says "Stay out"?
Nope.
Might be good to get information about the mountain. I'm sure someone that lives close by would have more information than someone that lives in the city.
Yeah,
I space out. What do we found?
but
A fence with a door in it, off to the side.
yeah, but not just a fence, a very solid fence and a very high fence. Have we ever seen anything like this?
From beyond the fence, you hear.
Good dog is
Let's
there.
keep moving.
Well, I think we could also just get some information about the mountain from people who live near it. It's not gonna. I don't see any harm in not asking. Also, it's
feel
getting
like-
dark.
I
Maybe
feel
they're
like
hospitable.
God-
Maybe they want to be hospitable.
I feel like some sort of destiny god says me to go and knock the door.
I mean, if you don't, I will.
Right. Fire goes up, knocks on the door of the fence, and you hear more.
Does this sound like the same size dog, or
No, it sounds like
it's
a smaller dog.
Okay.
Like a little yippy one.
Ugh.
No,
Uh,
man.
That's me. Not
No, I thought it was the same dog.
From inside the fence, you hear a hello? Come on in.
Oh,
It's open.
okay. Is it like a big door to like get our horses through and whatnot, like into a
Yeah,
compound,
it's
or
like as tall as the fence. It's like somebody just kind of cut out a section of this solid fence and made it into a door.
Okay, well, I'll just swing the door open then.
All right. So you swing the door open, and are immediately greeted by another dog. This one is quite a bit smaller, kind of like beagle sized, but is like that same sort of tan color with this sort of short, stubby nose. It's a kind of a funny looking dog.
Popper.
And this dog is trying to like sort of jump up on you.
It's impressive considering most of us are on horses.
He's trying his best.
He's living his best life.
He's living his best life. As you all walk in on your horses, you immediately get the sense that there's not enough room for everybody on their horses in here.
Oh,
Like, it's a pretty spacious place, but it's mostly garden.
Also, we are 6 people with 8 horses.
9.
9.
9!
9.
I will volunteer to corral the horses off on the other side of the fence while you all investigate.
All right. As you guys get off your horses and give them to Rizwin, as you enter, you see this like massive vegetable garden. There's trees with a few flowers and a few fruit sort of interspersed between, but you see like peas and carrots and tomatoes and hot peppers. And on the other side, you see it's more like a flower garden with a gazebo. And inside the gazebo, you see a young human woman who seems to be like stringing up something. And as you enter, she kind of shyly smiles and waves. And then from off to the vegetable garden, you hear a, "Oh, hello. Welcome, travelers. Is there anything we can help you with?" And this older halfling man walks out of the vegetable garden. His knees are covered in dirt, and he's got gloves on. Kind of looks like he's been working in the garden.
Hi.
Evening. We were passing by, heading up the mountain. We thought we would stop and just see if we could get any information about what lies on the road ahead.
Oh, of course. Well, dinner will be relatively soon. Would you like to stay for dinner?
It would be our pleasure.
And the night as well. It's starting to get rather late. You probably shouldn't be out on the road too much longer.
Our friend is just corralling their mounts outside.
Yes. How many? How many do you have? We
Mounts
can house
or
mounts and people. We do have some.
One
We do
more
have
of
some
us.
space for horses.
one
Background,
more
you
of us
see.
and 9 horses.
Background, you see fire counting with his fingers.
It'll be tight for the horses, but it should be fine. We only have one extra bed, but
It's enough for Melis.
oh, that's a very large cat.
He's a good kitty.
And this older halfling man, watches Melis kind of sniff this little yappy dog that now has finally found somebody that is jumpable size, is like trying to jump up on him, and Melis just kind of like pushes it away with his tentacles. And the dog comes running up and tries to jump back up on Melis, and Melis just pushes it away.
Doggo, come here, Doggo. Come here, Doggo.
Doggo comes to you.
I pet him and give him attention so it doesn't bother.
Was
Doesn't
there?
matter.
You don't happen to own another larger dog? We saw one on the road earlier.
Oh yes, we have a few dogs.
Oh, okay.
He was a good Doggo.
A very good dog. He helps keep the deer out of the fields. But please come on in. Lay down your stuff. Get comfy.
Like walking inside, I would say, I have some shrooms that I can add to the community pot.
Oh, I'm sure. You don't need to trouble yourself. We have lots of food.
But it's rude to not add something.
It's also rude to sometimes impinge upon the hospitality of our guests.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yes, you are our guests. It is our job to take care of you. Please follow me. And he leads you down towards this nice, quaint little wooden 2-story house. And outside you can see there's like a sort of a picnic table set up with some like hanging lanterns nearby. And he says, sit here. I'm gonna go change out of these. Please make yourself at home. And he disappears into the house.
Is Rizwin with us?
I don't know, is she?
I would get the horses settled wherever they need to be. I would probably actually take my armor off as well and
Mhm.
stash it in one of the pack horses. I don't want to be threatening.
Right. After everybody else kind of goes through the gardens towards the house, Rizwin, as you're corralling all 9 of the horses, this
Well,
younger
probably just 8. I don't think I would really try to mess with
Oh
Ramiel,
yeah,
to be
right.
honest.
Right.
He has a low opinion of me, if I recall correctly.
I think he has a low opinion of everybody.
Who? Oh,
The human woman comes up to where you are and says, I can show you where to put your horses.
Thank you.
And she leads you around to the back, like around the fence to another door. And as you enter this one, you hear the squawking of ducks and geese and pigs and goats, and they have like a whole bunch of livestock back here.
honk.
Honk.
Yeah, I'd take a little bit of time. I get them comfortable.
Mhm.
I don't know if we need to take their saddles off. I don't actually know how horses work.
Normal
I think-
horses, you'd probably want to take their saddles off and
Yeah.
Yeah.
down.
I make sure they're good for the night in
Yeah.
a reasonable amount of time. I don't want
Yes.
to spend an hour back
Um,
there or whatever.
Yeah, and they don't seem to have any horses, but this young woman kind of seems to know her way around a horse. She helps you take the saddles off. She doesn't say much.
As we're working, I'll just kind of say it's very peaceful up here.
Yeah, it is.
Do you get many people coming past?
Not really. There's a few of us that live up here, but it's just me and my grandfather most days. Um, should we? And she kind of like awkwardly motions to where everybody else is sitting.
Yeah, no, I was just making conversation as we were
Yeah.
working. Basically, I didn't like hold her up. So.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course.
You get the sense that she's pretty shy.
I don't push the issue.
All right.
How old is she?
Like maybe 18 or 19?
So older than most of our party is mental.
Hey. When Rizwin gets back, I smell his hair.
Fire, what are you doing?
Give me a second. Do you smell anything weird?
It smells
Side-
like horse.
Aside from horse spit,
Damn it. And I give you the fingers watching you.
I don't understand that boy.
I kind of narrow my eyes at you, like, what are you getting at?
I walk away and stumble on something while looking at you.
I am confused.
I guess I'm talking to like the older guy when I just look over over him and just kind of shake my head and get back to the conversation at hand.
Yeah. About half an hour passes by, where you sort of make some small talk. He seems to be sort of in charge of entertaining you, while the woman is running around getting food ready. And after about half an hour, you see the sun is like it's starting to get a little bit darker out. The sun is starting to set a little bit, and you are presented with a dinner of soup and these like vegetable and mushroom dumplings that are amazing. There's like roasted duck. It's like you're kind of surprised at how much food there is, considering you weren't expected as of half an hour ago.
And there's what, like 3 people that live here? 2 people?
There is 2 people that live here.
This is an awful lot of food for just 2 people.
Oh, it would have been leftovers for a week.
Fair enough.
Inside check.
Make an insight check.
2.
I mean, yeah, that would have been a lot of leftovers.
I guess so.
As we're just walking around and talking and sitting down,
Mhm.
are there any obvious iconography of any deities laying around?
Make a perception check. There is nothing that catches your eye. Nothing like really obviously prominent, but that is usually how it works around here. So,
It could be in a small shrine in the back.
yes.
So,
Oh,
what can
pardon
you
me.
tell us of the road ahead?
Well, there's not much of one. There's a few people that live up here, and that's about it. I can't quite imagine what you would all be doing up here.
We
We were
are.
hired for archaeological, surveying for an archaeological expedition.
Oh. And what would you be archaeologicking?
Stuff from the First Empire. They believe there may be caches of historical objects that were hidden in the mountains during the fall of the Empire.
Make a deception check?
Sure. Let me just. Yeah.
Okay. He kind of scratches his head and says, I don't. You must know more about this place than I do, because I haven't come across anything like that, but.
Well, I might not, but the people who hired us did.
Huh. Well,
So,
that's very interesting.
any local legends in the area? Any other large caves? Something? Anything that strikes your interest? Or tickles the back of your brain?
Are you... I mean, we don't really go west past the mountain, but nobody does, so I can't imagine that the thing you're looking for is over there.
I am unable to find the names in my notes, but I would also pipe up and say we're also trying to trace the path of some historical figures. And I say the name of Riamon's partner and the person that was traveling with her.
Ashala and Maeve.
Thank you.
He shrugs and says, I've never heard those names before in my life. Sorry.
It's quite alright.
There's really not that much up here.
Totally understandable. Just thought we would ask.
Yeah, of course.
Are there
You're
any...
not going down to the other side of the mountain, are you?
Depends on what we find, I guess. Well, what's on the other
Oh.
side of the mountain?
I just, you should probably take an offering of some sort. We can give you something.
An offering?
Yeah, for the forest.
I just cock my head to the side, looking confused.
Munching something. Well, makes sense. Munch, munch.
Well, it's only polite, really. The forest is how we are able to live up here, and especially going down that way. Never hurts to be respectful.
I would have thought being so close to Marielda, you would have been more attuned to Pelor or whatever the other guy's name was.
Oh no, man. Bleh.
Okay.
What sort of offering do you recommend for the forest?
Blood to the blood god.
That's a bit much, I think.
I kick
No,
fire
no,
under the table.
no, I wouldn't say it. I wouldn't say it.
Okay. Usually something you've made, whether it's, food, art.
Would playing them a song be classified as an offering?
One makes music.
He shrugs. I don't know. I've never tried it before. Don't have a musical bone in my body.
I mean, I could leave that stove. Oh, I could leave some shrooms.
Could carve something out of wood.
Also that.
If you are going west, though, I would be sure to take care. That place is, well, there's a reason we don't go down there.
What is the reason?
There's many dangerous things, and also it is very easy to get lost.
Are there any other areas where people don't go or try to avoid besides the other side of the mountain?
He kind of shrugs and says, "Not really, except for the top of the mountain, but that's just because there's snow there all the time."
We could make them a snowman.
Doesn't
Do
have
you
to be a
wanna build
snowman.
a snowman?
Could you also spell Maeve and the other name when you have a
Yes.
chance, please?
Ah, Maeve, like the Winter Lady from the Dresden Files.
Um, he as you guys are sort of sitting and thinking, the halfling sort of, now that I think about it, you asked about legends before. We got lots of legends, just not right. Nothing weird happens here. You get some bears coming around occasion, but that's it. But I mean, there's lots of stories about what happens to the west.
What's that?
There's all sorts of weird things that live there. My wife's brother's father got taken by the Jorogumo. And you see the human woman kind of roll her eyes at this. And he continues, watch out find a woman down there, half woman, half spider, and she lures men that come near, and then she eats them.
Hmm.
And the young woman kind of pipes up, I think he just got lost.
Jamie, nature, religion, or history?
Take your pick.
I mean, 9, 9, or 3, so it's pretty easy to pick.
The 3.
This is not a legend that you have heard before.
But is Loth a known figure?
No.
Okay.
And he continues to just sort of rattle off these other sort of like folk stories. He says that there's a lake where these small like water demons called Suiko live that will eat the feet of those who bathe in that lake. There are these beautiful rainbow colored birds called the Malia, whose feathers can bring good luck, but only if they are given freely.
Any legend about some black goo?
Not that I can think of right now. Let me think about it. We have, you get to be my age, you learn a lot of stories. Sometimes it takes a minute, and he kind of taps his head. The young woman sort of says, "It's the biggest danger down there is just to finding your way. That's why I don't go that far."
I don't worry about that. We have a Nama. What's the Nama?
Hi, I'm Anama.
I thought I was the one that found the way.
I found some ways.
You're not so good, Bert. Pat pat.
You were good in the swamp. I wasn't so good in the swamp.
if
Um,
nothing. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, you can ask him any other questions that you have. Otherwise, they will finish their meal and show you where you can sleep.
I'll start telling a story, actually.
Mhm.
When I was a child, I heard a story about a fearsome creature with 5 heads. And I sort of rattle off some folklory sounding thing.
Mhm.
See if they've heard of anything like that.
The older man is absolutely enraptured. He's like, "Ooh, more stories." The young woman is also intrigued. She seems grateful to hear a story that she hasn't heard 1,000 times already. But
Hold on,
neither of them.
I'm gonna send you something.
Sure. Yeah. I kind of figured.
Okay, just want to make sure.
Yes. The older man recounts a tale of a 3-headed giant that is supposed to live in one of the mountains to the north, but nothing quite the same way that you've described it.
I mean, if we're just telling tales, I'm assuming being raised in Camille knows like the legend of like the lake and whatnot, right?
Yep.
So I'll tell that story
All
about
right.
how in the early days of the settling of his homeland, a great evil came along and froze the lake in everlasting ice that trapped ancient ruins underneath it. That's still accurate, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Pert tells a story about a little boy named Jackie who met a dragon that lived by the sea. It was in a land called Honolulu.
Zoe shares the quote-unquote legend of the true story of Shar and Asun,
Salune.
Selene.
just to continue spreading that.
All right. When you tell this story, I would actually like you to make a charisma check, or a persuasion check, or a performance check.
I will so take a persuasion check.
May I help being very enthusiastic about the story and adding
Sure, make it an advantage.
points?
I'm going to argue that Zoe's actively trying to share this. This is one of those times she would have used guidance on herself.
Sure.
All the points.
But I would also like you to roll me a sleight of hand to see if they notice that you're doing something funny.
Damn it.
It does have somatic gesture.
It does.
He clearly knows Zoe's being funky.
I still need that persuasion check, please. All right.
You should just taken the.
That's all right.
Clearly, with
are
that persuasive, she distracted them from the noticing.
they are very quiet when you tell the story. And when it's over, the older man says, "That's quite a story." Where did you hear that?
Ruh-roh.
No, I think Zoe's just going to be honest and from both the sisters.
We were there, man.
Oh dear.
How did we step into this?
Because Zoe's being stubborn about.
You met the Lady Selene.
Yarp.
Mhm.
She's pretty okay.
And
Just
her
once.
sister Shar.
She's pretty okay too.
He is quiet for a second, and then just repeats. It's a very interesting story.
Insight check.
Yeah.
He's more like, I don't believe you. I'm scared. You are all weird.
Why do you have horns?
Yeah.
You're all weird. What are you talking about?
He doesn't seem like angry or particularly negative towards you. He just seems he seems to be thinking, but any further than that you can't really tell.
Do you know of them up here? We hadn't encountered many adherents this far north before.
Well, I'm not much of a religious person myself, but my wife worshipped Selene.
No. Neat. Wait.
You said worshipped. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Oh. Thank you. This was a long time ago.
Was she from this area?
Yeah, her parents are from Astoria. Long time ago.
Was there an old halfling woman back at the werewolf village?
There was a halfling in the werewolf village. I don't know how old she was.
There was an old human woman, and a halfling. You didn't notice any like particularly old halfling woman.
Maybe his wife wasn't halfling.
Well, his granddaughter's a human.
Are we discussing this in front of him?
No, this is table talk. Sorry.
Mhm.
This is player trying to jog his own memory.
The only thing I remember is the young boy and his mother were halfling, right?
That's what I was referencing.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
Might be related. Anyway, I don't think it's important.
Mhm.
Actually, I think it's important.
It's like, I knew a halfling once. Are you related? It's something like
I
that.
very
Yeah.
definitely don't say that.
Yeah, definitely don't. Do it.
Yeah.
Zoe adds after the little bit of discussion that she only shares the story to right the misunderstandings that happen around the sister.
Well, to be honest, I'm not quite sure what to think. It's a very beautiful tale. You tell it very well.
And with the mood completely plummeted, she pulls out her lute and starts playing its gentle song.
All right. Make a performance check.
I second you, help you, stuff.
I'll third you.
Okay, make it an advantage.
Yay!
So are we just having a band now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
why not? That is something you would do.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's
we,
true.
Did we just said, hey, do you know this person that looks like you? No? Oh, okay,
didn't.
here's one.
No, we did
Anyway,
not
here-
say that.
Anyway, here's
Anyways.
on the wall.
Mhm.
We don't
All
have
right.
a bard in the group, but apparently Zoe plays better as a quintet. No, that's 5
Trio.
trio.
Yeah.
You three give a wonderful performance. And very quickly, the mood turns jovial again. And you spend the night playing away until the sun goes down.
Can we, as they're playing,
Mhm.
Rizwin would like to see if anybody is interested in like fireside dancing.
The young woman, whose name is, she tells you is Lily, very, very shyly says, may- maybe?
We start dancing.
All right.
And I try to get other people to join in so she does not feel self-conscious.
We swift into more energetic, happy dancing music.
Yeah, Zoe is clearly shocked seeing Rizwin doing this, which just makes her want to do it and play more.
I just play what while spinning around.
Uh, she is very nervous at first, but relaxes after a bit. And then Aldrich, the halfling, joins in. Although it's a little awkward, it's easier for her to, or for him to dance with Lily than it is for her to taller.
Yeah, I don't know that we're necessarily like dancing together. It's like
Mhm.
I don't
The
really know how to
medieval
describe it.
equivalent
Like
of line dancing.
yeah, like a common room
Yeah.
kind of dance idea.
Okay. But he joins in. Anybody else?
I
Sure.
Slaying.
start shooting looks at people like get up here.
I am in full armor and playing. No.
Well, yeah, the people that aren't playing.
Yeah.
Pert will join in.
All right. So the rest of you
Clearly-
eventually join in.
Clearly,
yeah.
Amalus needs to dance with Malice.
The dog shows up and is just running around, doesn't understand why everybody's dancing, but is so happy.
Good doggo.
And you spend a little time dancing, and eventually everybody decides that it is time to go to bed. And they show you into the house, where you can set up your bedrolls in peace and safety.
Before bed, I'll take a moment to do my prayers.
Mm-hmm.
Same.
All right. Camille, I would like you to make me a wisdom check.
Yay! Slightly better than last time.
This time you pray. You spend a while doing so, but you don't seem to get a response.
He wasn't expecting one.
Yeah.
He's kind of taking the opinion that if it's important, he'll get a hold of him. Or something.
Mm-hmm.
He's
What
kinda
does Camille do when he's doing his prayers?
usually just very standard, what you almost consider like Christian praying. Like, on his knees, reciting lines, maybe some meditation. It's not in a language you understand.
Where like do you go separate from everybody to do that?
Oh, he would go alone. He would want to be alone.
I would say at some point he probably hears like rustling in the trees or whatever the equivalent would be.
Really not paying attention to it. When he's in prayer mode, he's in prayer mode. He's Short of someone coming at him with a sword, he's not really paying attention to much.
Hmm.
At some point, Zoe would like to go outside in the evening.
Sure.
Go find a quiet spot, look at the sky, and just ask, what the heck do you want from me?
You can also make a wisdom check.
Can I make a persuasion roll to make my god talk to me? Oh, come on!
Kaboom!
That wasn't supposed to be an advantage, but it doesn't matter.
We have the
Give
same
me a
wisdom
sec here.
score. God damn it.
Told you, you're speaking Celestial wrong. That's why he doesn't answer.
Do you actually say that to him ever again?
Every time you speak Celestials, he says.
He
so
says, knock it
it's-
off. You're disrespecting my culture. Please stop it.
You've just got an accent is all.
It's profoundly annoying. Please stop.
You ask this to the stars, and a couple beats pass. You don't hear anything. And then you feel just a gentle breeze brush past you. And it almost feels like a hand on the back of your shoulder, and a voice whispers in your ear. Keep going.
You know that look a teenager gets that's given information, but it's not what they're seeking at all?
Mm-hmm.
Zoe has that. Thanks. That was useful.
You're welcome.
Zoe goes to bed frustrated.
So, apparently I notice Rizwin, when I get out of my prayers, just standing off at a respectful distance. Can I
Is
help
it
you?
that? Or is Rizwin doing her own thing in the forest?
No, she was being curious. She'll kind of say, "It's different from how I was taught to worship."
There's lots of different gods. Not all of them communicate in the same way. You know, most prayer is just ritual. It's the intent behind it, not the way you do it. It's the intent just makes it more comfortable.
I think for context, you would have heard that fire also prays, but he just talks to someone out loud, like, "Hey, what's up? This happened today. You're cool. We're cool. Bye." Everyone prays different.
Is it always different
For the individual, I would
different
say
gods?
different gods, different religions, different people. It's about what makes you feel more in touch with the divine.
How do you find out what they want, though?
That's a very good question. And when I have the answer, I'll let you know. It's faith.
Well, I guess I'll just keep trying then.
No harm in trying.
She kind of looks at her hand.
Raise an eyebrow at it.
And that's all she has to say unless you push her further.
Everything all right?
Just kind of looks like she's contemplating inwardly, like, I don't know, just learning about the world, I guess.
It's a big world. A lot of different people in it.
She like kind of wanders off, like over to where you were. Do you say kneeling or standing over there?
Probably kneeling.
Just kind of inspects the area, like weirdly, like trying to divine some sort of secret from the ground.
There's no secret. It just is what it is. You may spend a lifetime praying and never get an answer. It's not going to stop someone from praying, though.
Gives a nod at that. I will keep praying then.
Just claps you on the shoulder and goes back inside.
And she will stay out there and do her little ritual. And then go to bed.
So as everybody eventually makes their way to bed, Fire, you wake up in the middle of the night, maybe like an hour or two after bed, to find the dog curled up beside you.
Duh. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
We lost him.
Bro,
Cuddle puddle to death.
I would actually wouldn't mind taking a couple minutes just for me to get some water and stuff.
I was gonna
Yes, me
say
also, actually.
AFK for a bathroom break.
Yeah, he went
All right.
line.
Yeah, he did. Okay. Be back in a few minutes.
Good. Hi.
Hello.
The dog curled up beside you, and now we're taking a break.
Okay. I kick the modem outlet out.
That
The
happens.
dog was too much for you.
There.
So your internet goes from 300 megabits to 0.
Yeah.
I have faster internet for you for 3 seconds.
No optic fiber can beat my stupidity.
That's generally the way of things.
So we're on break. I'm gonna get some water.
Yeah, we're on break.
You're back.
Nope,
He's
he's
back.
gone again.
He went to get water.
Oh.
Welcome back, by the way, Jamie.
Thank you.
How's your download going?
I am not quite halfway there.
What speed did he have you drop it to? 100 kilobits?
Yeah. I've decided that is way too.
Yeah,
That
up
is way
it
too
to
slow.
about 5,000 kilobits. Even that's slow, but it shouldn't affect it.
I'd
I'm
even go to
only
one-
going right now at 2.3 megabits.
With it completely low.
Yes.
And I only told you to up it to 5 megabits, so. Or
Yeah.
wait, 2.5, that downloads in, is it little b or big B?
Big B.
Megabytes.
Megabytes. Whatever.
you could up it a fair bit. I mean, you're not doing a whole lot.
Yeah, I'll probably just leave it
Bandwidth-wise?
unlimited.
Up if it's fine with it leaving it unlimited, leave it unlimited.
Yeah.
If you start
The
noticing
only-
like artifacting
the
in
only-
Discord and whatnot.
Well,
change
the
it.
only issue is the Bard.
Yeah.
That's where I'm noticing it, but it's actually not as bad. And there's still some glitching, even when it's throttled. So I'll probably
back.
just leave it. You're back, Costa.
Yeah, I kicked a thing.
Oh.
He done goofed.
Oh no.
I put my feet where I wasn't supposed to, and when I pulled back, a cable went with me.
So that's 4 of 7 that I had a tech problem today.
I only had a minor tech problem.
But you had a tech problem.
You're right.
Yeah.
What is this cat in a beach?
It's a cat.
Who doesn't take a cat to a beach?
The fluffiest cat.
It is a
Mhm.
giant fluffy cat.
That's clearly a grumpy, fluffy cat. Giant cat.
I think my cat would have a heart attack if I take it to the beach.
I don't know if I would have a heart attack. He would just be very confused.
You know what I mean?
I think my cat would try to. My cat would have tried to use as a litter box.
I mean, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then got annoyed when it couldn't get out of the litter box.
Do you remember the long jump sand pits
Yes.
that you have in school? And
Oh,
I
God,
remember
yes.
the phys ed teacher saying like, "Oh yeah, we have to rake these before we do any track and field because the local kitties."
Back.
All right. Nibbles is here. You just can't talk for a bit. So everybody ready to go?
Yes.
Cool.
Probably.
So I don't know when you dropped out, Kawasta.
They were discussing about religion, and Rizwin was sniffing the place where Kamel was.
Okay.
moving.
So after everybody went to bed, Fire woke up like 1 or 2 hours later to find the dog curled up beside him.
No, sleep with the doggo.
Yep. But other than that, the night passes uneventfully. And
Huzzah.
you wake up at the ass crack of dawn to a handful of roosters crowing.
City boy does not like roosters.
I could. No, I couldn't.
Pert sketches one of them.
Do we leave now, or is polite to wait till breakfast?
I'm sure they're already up.
Yes, the older halfling is up and is feeding the roosters. You hear some very quiet banging of pots somewhere deeper in the house that makes you think Lily is also up. You go to try and sketch the rooster. It is still not totally light outside.
I'll go and offer to help him with any heavier chores he might be in need of help with.
Sure. He says, thanks, I appreciate the help. You can feed your horses.
I'm sure he's fed horses before, so sure.
Yes. But he is happy to let you take care of your horses. Feed them and brush them down and just,
Basic stuff.
Sure. Alright. Rizwin is quote unquote helping. I'm sure she knows how to do basic.
I'm sure any soldier.
She can
would know.
chop.
Most soldiers would know how to stable
Maybe-
or picket horses and brush them down and whatnot.
Yes.
Even before all the plates broken.
But
Alright.
after that, just back inside and I guess breakfast, and then
Yeah.
anything else that comes up, we'll head out after that.
Yeah, I don't really have anything else for you guys here except, breakfast. Rizwan, I want you to make me an insight check. All right. As you're helping Lily make breakfast, you get the distinct impression that she might have a bit of a crush.
Mm.
Oh,
I get slightly awkward.
Someone likes red hair.
Yeah, the breakfast is ever so slightly awkward.
Oh, I could make this so much worse.
do it.
So, what's the table like? Is it chairs or like long benches?
You guys are sitting outside again. After getting a look at the kit, there is a table for two in the kitchen. You get the sense that outside is where they entertain people. But it's like a long table with a bunch of chairs.
So he sits down beside Rich and just glares at the other girl.
Wow. Power move.
T-pose for dominance.
Completely oblivious to that.
Rizwan is too busy being awkward.
A mood.
To be clear, outside of the game, she's not flirting with her. She's just being friendly, like trying to
Yeah,
make a friend. She seems kind of, I don't know what it is. She seems like she would like someone to be friendly to her, basically.
Yeah. You've been around enough. You think that it might just be like, she doesn't get to meet a lot of people, and here's like this
Badass
crew,
group.
crew of badasses, and one of them is really nice to her and is trying to include her, and it might just be.
It may also
it
just
might
be part
be
of her
that.
sexual preferences.
Yeah.
Or not.
So just, like slightly awkward when she realizes, like, oh, whoops.
Yeah.
Sorry. But no, she continues
Mhm.
being friendly with Lily.
All right. So you have breakfast, grab your stuff. Aldrich informs you that if you keep going on the road, you'll pass by a couple more houses, and then it will start to go down, and that will take you to the other side of the mountain. And that's where the road will stop, and you're on your own.
From
What's your
the
hospitality?
from the conversations that we've had, do I get the sense that offering coin would be more of an insult?
Yeah, you do. You think that their hospitality is like they expect it of themselves.
It's a cultural thing where
Yes.
you are expected to be hospitable to travelers, and
Okay, so I will echo Kamel's thanks, and speaking to both of them, but probably looking at Lily more, I ask if there's any way that we can repay their kindness.
Ooh, I have an idea. Go outside.
I'm mildly concerned about that, but I
I'm also
Everybody
Wait.
just kind of looks at each other in confusion.
Oh,
I
no.
wait for an answer from them.
My idea was to go outside and you keep talking.
Yeah, no, I don't
yeah.
chase you or anything.
They kind of shrug, and Aldrich says, "We don't really want for much up here."
Hopefully we see you again on our way back through.
I also hope that.
Pert
You be
gives
careful
them
out there now you're here. And make sure to bring something for the forest.
Yes.
Pert gives them the drawing of the rooster against the sunrise.
Lily takes it and says, "This is so good. Thank you."
Thank you for the dinner and the breakfast.
From what we know of where we're going to be traveling, going over the mountain soon, should we get our offering together before we leave, or do we have a day or two for that?
You should reach the bottom of the mountain by mid-afternoon if you leave now.
Okay. So I will turn to everybody and be like, so what should we do?
I think that's a rather personal thing.
Doesn't get it. Gets it.
Fire, what are you doing?
I want to find the least energetic and kind of sick plants that they have in their farm and garden, and boost them up with rest craft spells.
Oh.
Kinda. No, I don't think I have the time or energy to just bloom everything, but improve what it needs improvement.
Sure. Just sort of browsing through the garden. Make a perception.
Yeah.
Sort of looking around. Most of the plants seem to be doing okay. But you do come across some bundles of what you think is maybe parsley that is looking kind of small and sad.
Yeah, I boost them up. There you go, buddy. And if I run out of sad plants, I will just boost the normal plants so they look better.
Sure. Near to the parsley, you see a few rows of chili peppers.
You are gonna be the chilliest peppers ever.
All right, and these chili pepper plants seem to get a little bit bigger, and the chili seeds get a little bit red.
Yeah. So yeah, that's it.
All right. And with that, I assume you get back on your horses and keep going?
Yarp. We leave. Bye.
All right. Albrecht and Lily wave at you as you leave. Lily's still holding on to the sketch that Bert made.
Yeehaw,
And-
ride 'em,
yeah.
cowboys.
Yep, just right off up the trail.
All right.
Clap, clap, clap.
So it takes you until about early afternoon. You go up a little ways. You see a few more kind of like driveways that go off the main road, but their houses are not quite so close by. They just sort of disappear into the trees. But you go up a little ways, and then the trail starts to go down, and it is once again winding and sort of very gently sloped switchbacks down the mountain. And as you get to the bottom, you see a place where the trail seems to end. And at the very end of that trail, there is this small stone slab that's inscribed with like a few simple runes and some designs, with an empty plate and a snuffed out candle sitting on top of it. Beyond this, you can see the forest looks a little bit different. It's very thick, and yet it still looks very bright.
Is this the shrine they were talking about?
You would gather so.
I guess Zoe slides off her horse and pulls out her instrument and starts to make music for the forest.
All right, make a performance check.
No,
You have proficiency with performance.
it's not that high, and I can still roll like nibbles. And no, I don't. See, I can roll like nibbles.
All right, you pull out your lute, and it's not the best you've ever done. Probably because you've been riding on a horse for 2 days and you're not used to riding. Just your body is sore and kind of off. But as you finish, the forest is very quiet, and the music just kind of echoes throughout.
I'm just gonna do the same thing, actually.
All right. You
It's a very sad song,
yeah, and once
like
again,
most classical guitar.
yeah. I don't know if you guys like. I have taken my flute to play in the forest before in the acoustic. Like it is the best place to play.
Yeah,
The music
I-
echoes through the trees, and it's just it sounds incredible. It's also not good for a wood instrument, but you know.
I grab a bunch of copies of the shrooms that I been making
Mhm.
of the collection and just place it around the altar.
All right.
Give them a little tap tap. Be good.
Mhm. Which shrooms are these?
The big floppy white room. Mostly food. All of the food tag,
All right.
not the angry ones.
Okay. And what about the rest of you?
I sort of lean over to Zoe, and I don't know what to do.
Zoe looks at her and be like, you know how to work wood. Make a little thing out of that. She knows what Risbon's been making, but doesn't suggest giving that.
She kind of like, wouldn't that be like handing you an arm with drawings on it?
Oh, no, you don't take it from them. You pick it up off the ground and reuse what they've dropped.
As a player, not character. What about the little gem that you cut?
Well, I do have one idea. It would take time, though. I don't think we have time.
Take all the time you need.
On that note, though, I would have carved a small cat the night before and
All right.
put that on.
No.
Zoe just tap, like, reaches up, gently grabs onto Risbon's arm, holds out her hand, and offers to dance.
I kind of look around and I'm like, are you sure you don't mind waiting like a while? Like 30 minutes to an hour?
It's 30 minutes. I thought you were mainly days. Just do
No.
the thing. We can camp. We can rest.
Okay, if y'all are cool with taking like a short rest, Rizwan will go do a thing.
I mean, you guys probably figure that your horses could use.
All right. Is Zoe willing to help Rizwan?
Yes.
Okay. Rizwan wanders off into the forest. Like a good 15 minutes.
With Zoe?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I will.
Zoe looks a little confused, but anyways.
Hold on.
I will attend the horses on the shrooms.
Pert will spend this time sketching the view, including the stump and the candle, and then write a short haiku on the other side of the page and leave it underneath the candle.
Nice.
Okay.
All right.
Jamie Badunk.
Did you actually write a haiku?
I didn't write one, but I found one. It wasn't the best one, but it was a lot better than the one talking about kayaks.
So,
Oh wow.
Would that be dexterity? For the carving?
Yes.
Do you have woodworking as a tool?
Nope. These are jeweler's tools.
Do you have jeweler's tools as a tool?
Sure do.
I think that can apply. Yes.
I would say it's probably either Dex or Int, and they're both the same, so I guess it
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
Yeah. Do Dex.
Come on. That's not
It's not
awful.
bad. It's it's a little bit rough, but sort of you hold it like arm's length away from your face and it looks pretty good.
Okay, and I spend a good amount of time. Like, it's not a quick thing. Like, I put some effort into it. So,
Mhm.
and then we eventually get back, and I will sort of address everybody and say this is kind of a very private thing. Would you mind going ahead while I offer this?
Do you have to offer it naked?
So we just like, yes, she does. Let's keep moving.
Yeah,
I
wild
just kind of
idea.
shrug and go.
Shrug and go is
Wow.
kind of what we're best at.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I will wait until they're all out of sight, including Zoe. And
not Zoe also naked.
light the. You said there was like a candle or some sort of.
Yes.
Okay, I will light the candle and
Right.
sort of. I don't know. I want to incorporate the candle into this somehow, but I offer the offering.
All right. You just place it on the altar.
As long as I'm sure everybody else is out of sight, yes.
All right. You place your offering on the altar. And then rush ahead a little bit to join the rest of your party. You can ignore that sword in the picture. That's not there.
Damn it!
What sword?
The sword. That sword that looks that stump that looks suspiciously like a sword.
Yes.
What an odd stump. Can't
It
believe
is,
somebody
isn't it?
carved it like that.
Man, I'm just
Um,
stumped.
So, after everybody has made their little offerings, you walk past the altar, and you find yourself in this very thick but bright forest. What do you do?
I say thick.
I'm assuming we still have like a bit of a path to follow. Like,
The path has ended.
I think it's a good moment to ask, what is our plan? Like, I know we need to get here to the mountain, but after that,
we got to find the crystal.
so we start just searching.
Search caves. We search areas. If it's magical,
Well-
Zoe can maybe sense it at some point. I don't know.
I'm kind of hoping we get some clues when we get to the city on the whereabouts of or what happened to the people that we're following.
What city?
This isn't. Were the two not leaving to go to a
No.
They went
Village
into
or
the
something.
mountains.
The mountain that you just went past.
No, we wanted to go up the mountain, didn't we? That was the whole point.
The last you heard, or the last that anybody ever heard, was that they were going towards Alalet, which was the mountain that you just went up and down.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So they went over Alouette. Theoretically speaking.
Or they went to Alouette, but I just. Yeah, I thought Alouette was a town or a city, not a mountain.
No, it's
Well, I
mountain.
feel a little lost at the moment.
Well, I think we need to cover some ground then.
So I would like to offer you guys as everybody is sort of standing here under this don't know where you're supposed to go, do you want to stop here and think about it?
I would like to try one thing first.
Sure.
The way they were talking about the forest made it sound like it was kind of alive.
Mm-hmm.
Amalus, do you... I don't know, can you sense any spirits like you were talking about back in the city? Or do you see any of them or anything like that?
I don't know, do I?
Make me a perception check. Looking around, like, you don't... There's nothing that immediately pops out to you, but as you take a moment to look a little bit closer, you do see some, like, what looks like particles of dust in a sunbeam just sort of dancing around very gently in a way that doesn't seem like it's actually a mote of dust.
Hmm. I might see something.
Goddamn pixies.
Well, I mean, that's something.
I mean, I could talk to a tree and ask the whereabouts, but I don't know if that would make any help.
Find a really old tree and ask it if they remember seeing two humans come through here with a large crystal.
Yeah. All thing I can do is send out a bunch of animals around to scout, so we can cover more ground.
Well, I would ask the tree first and see if we're just in the right area, and then kind of go from there.
Yeah, the problem is I'm burning out my spells.
Spells are meant to be used.
Zoe holds up a hand before you do that, and on a freaking whim, after what happened last time, we were looking for a path, pulls out the lamp of revealing and lights it, and see if anything pops up.
Make a perception check.
We... Why did I not take perception as a...
Because everyone takes perception?
You light the lantern and hold it up, and it's really difficult to even see where the light of the lantern is hitting. You do not see anything that was not there before you lit the lantern.
Zoe puts out the lantern.
Do I see any particular different big tree?
Sure. There's a few larger trees around in the area.
I cast speak with plants. Say, hey man, how to do?
Oh. How can I help you?
So we're passing by, and we need to find some people that went from this path like some time ago. I imagine not that long ago from your perspective. And
So we could probably calculate how many seasons.
yeah, like a big number of winters ago. And they were very magical. If you can sense that kind of thing, do you know any where they might go from here?
There is one like you.
Neat. We
Comes down, goes back up.
sorry, Jimmy, you cut off. Just it said,
Goes back up.
oh, so it came from the mountain.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Thank you for the help. Any other insight you want to make?
The weather is very nice today.
Neat. Glad you're having a good time. Pat, have a good day.
Goodbye.
Okay. Um, they say that there's someone like me. I may be some sort of druid. Someone that can speak with them, or maybe a firbolg. I don't know. That comes from the mountain.
So we need to turn around?
Maybe.
Well, MLS, you said you saw some spirits. Maybe
We have
follow
a
that first.
yeah. At least we can wait. If we don't understand anything else, we can search the top of the mountain or something.
I'm wondering if we should go to the mountain first instead of getting lost in this forest.
Zoe, make an intelligence check.
We're already lost, everyone.
Doom.
I mean, unless it's by magical means, I can't be lost in a forest.
When Fire says that there was someone they come down and go back up, Lily talked about coming down here every once in a while.
You can't still talk to the tree at the moment, can you? And find out if it's a girl and gives Lily's description.
I don't know if he do faces, but I'll do my best. I do my best.
That's all we ask.
How can I?
Jamie, please.
Okay.
I describe Lily. I don't know, the best I can. If she is the one you're talking about,
The tree says, "Sure, probably." You were right that trees are not good with faces.
I look at Soy and give it a shrug.
The tree is like, I don't know, walks on two legs.
Oh,
Uh,
does he talk with you?
No.
So he just
Okay.
means a human comes down here.
Yeah.
Or humanoid.
Honestly, I'm more interested in the fact that you can see some spirits here. That is a more promising lead than anything else.
I'ma do the thing.
I do the thing.
Amelus, make me a survival check. That's pretty good. So you step up to where, oh, pardon me, to where you see, these little spirits, in the sunbeams, and they're just sort of dancing around without a care in the world. And as you sort of look around, you see a few more dancing in another sunbeam. And then a few more in another beam of light. And you sort of follow this little trail of these tiny, tiny spirits. And after about 5 minutes, you start to hear the sound of trickling water. And you keep following them to a little creek. And as you get to the creek, there's like one sunbeam that's very much like the picture, like it's just coming down on the creek, and there's like hundreds of them just in this one little sunbeam.
So many.
And this creek, you can see, looks like it's coming down from the mountain and is flowing deeper into the forest. And you know, being a tracker, that if you want to find people, water is a really good place to start.
Yep.
Water.
Let's take a look around.
You look around the area. There's nothing much. Amalus, because he is the ranger, can point out a couple of very faint animal trails that the rest of you, except for maybe Fire and Pert, have a hard time picking up.
Yep.
Pert's like right here.
Okay, so from here, where would be a logical place for someone to go? Like, can we kind of figure that out? Like,
But do we find a little river?
Yeah,
pool
like a
or
little creek.
waterfall? Okay.
Nope, just a little creek.
We
Guess
could
we
follow. We could
follow the
follow in
creek?
along.
Yeah. Follow the creek.
All right. It is slow going with all of your horses. But having the creek helps. It is not very deep, and so you can kind of use that as your path.
Clup, 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 clup.
Splash, 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 splash. You all make a great deal of noise splashing through this creek with your 9 horses.
Yep.
And Amelus, you see more sunbeams that have more of these little dancing dust balls. But no sunbeams that were quite as full as that first one that you saw over the river.
Was there anything in the area of the river that was particularly interesting, like a deep pool or
Not really, no.
just happened to be an area?
Yeah. Whatever these things are, maybe they like being near water.
What are these things? Do we see
Y'all
them?
can't see them. Nope. You just look up and you see, little bits of dust and debris being lit up by the sunbeams. It's pretty, but it just looks kind of mundane to you. All right, you go splashing down this creek, and as you get farther and farther down, you do notice that the river gets to be more like a very small river. It's a little bit deeper. The flow is a little bit faster. And maybe about half an hour passes, and the flow of the river all of a sudden slows a bit, and it starts to widen, and you have come upon a small lake.
Okay.
And there's not really any shoreline. You just see like the trees stop and the lake starts. And where you are in the river, it's like looks pretty shallow. Where the river is sort of branching out, and then once it gets to the lake, it's like it just drops. The water is like this crystal clear blue, and as you look over, you can see like dead trees and leaves littering the bottom, covered in algae.
Okay.
Looking around, you can see that there's another river that flows into this lake, sort of like a ways off to the left, and it's got quite a bit more water, enough to like make a substantial waterfall, like maybe 10 to 12 feet high. Sort of around that area, you can see like there's a bunch of large rocks. It's kind of the only point where it's not just like forest, lake drop off.
Well, I would say let's check the area around the waterfall, check the lake. Maybe they threw into the lake for all we know.
Check.
Check. All right.
Check the
What's
lake.
everybody checking?
Pert's checking the waterfall.
I'll help Pert out.
Okay. I would like either both of you to make perception or one to make perception advantage.
Go ahead, Pert.
Pert's distracted by you.
All right, you just kind of end up getting in each other's way. You sort of walk around the edge of the lake, across the rocks. You don't see anything. Sort of go up to the waterfall and kind of like look behind it. Oh, it just looks like a waterfall. Splashing down into the lake.
Pert shrugs and just removes his metal gear and goes for a shower.
All right.
That was evil DM laugh.
It was, wasn't it? So Pert, you take off your
Majority
like,
of the
armor and
clothing.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. And put your head under the waterfall. It is like, it's a pretty strong stream.
So I can't swim up the waterfall.
No.
I've got a 30 swim speed.
No. But you are drenched in about 0.2 seconds.
Nothing behind the waterfall.
It is just rock behind the waterfall.
All right. And
But as you sort of step away from the waterfall, I would like you to make a strength saving throw.
Camille was nearby, wasn't he?
Not anymore. He isn't.
So the second I get naked, you move away.
He wanted off to go do something, which will happen when the DM checks their DMs.
Yes, I did. But as Camille, you walk away and sort of set yourself up on a rock and turn back just in time to see this strange, like, tendril of water come out of the lake, grab onto Pert's ankle, and pull him into the water.
Bye, Pert.
Shit.
It's a good.
Everybody hears a big splash.
Pert must be happy. He finally found water.
Yeah, he must be, taking a bath.
On the plus side, I'm the only one of us that can spend an hour in here without having to worry about drowning rules.
That's pretty lucky, isn't it?
Yep.
But Camille, you see, you saw Pert get pulled under. What do you do?
I yelled to get everyone's attention.
What up?
Something pulled Pert under the water.
God damn it, Bert. I ran to the place. Horses be there, going the other way.
All right. So you run around the lake to where Camille is, and as you look, as you're running, you can look into the water, and the water's still super clear. You can see Pert under the water, thrashing around.
Bert, you okay, buddy?
No, something grabbed him. Fire, like a tendril of water. It's not okay.
Pert, please make me another strength saving throw. Ooh. You pull and pull against this, whatever it is that's got a hold of your ankle, but you just can't quite manage to pull yourself free. It is like whipping you around, and as you're in the water, you hit, your head hits one of the dead trees that's lying at the bottom. You take 7 points of damage.
Oof.
This is not battle music.
How long does it take to get your armor off?
Heavy armor?
Medium armor.
2 minutes? I think.
Look into the water.
What's everybody doing?
I look into the water.
The
Okay.
player is needing
I
a
don't
second
know.
to make a decision.
And let's make a perception check.
1 minute. Take off armor.
It is
I see
really hard to
water.
see anything with Pert and whatever else is down there thrashing around. It's just bubbles.
How far do you think it is?
It is hard to, with the water being as clear as it was, it's hard to estimate exactly how deep Pert is. Maybe like 20 feet.
Okay, I cast Fairy Fire around Earth.
All right, Pert, you can make a dex save if you want to resist it.
Too busy to notice. So I'm not gonna dex save, I guess, is what I'm saying.
That's a nope.
That's a nope. You see Pert a lot more clearly now through all of the bubbles and the waves in the water. And you also see the outline of something. It just looks like a giant tentacle.
Alright,
Like
there's-
it's so big that in 20 feet, I just grab a tentacle.
Or
All
it's
you
like
can see is a tentacle.
Can I? Can Zoe try and do an arcane blast on it? Eldritch blast, sorry.
Sure, you're going to be at disadvantage because you are shooting from the air.
But it has disadvantage too. Or don't I have advantage against it? Did that make
Why?
neutral?
It had
Why-
advantage because
It's not the one that has fairy fire on it. Pert has fairy fire on it.
No,
No, it
they-
also has fairy fire on it. So yes, it would be a straight roll.
Haha! I'm not crazy.
All right. As you lob 2 Eldritch blasts, trying to take into account the angle of refraction in the water, you're pretty sure you hit it, but they just seem to go straight.
Can I do something? No, I need to wait more.
Yeah, no, go for it.
I jump and transform into a shark.
All right. Fire jumps into the water, and now there is a shark in amongst the chaos.
I would
Don't
say
eat it. Don't eat Pert.
I'll go there and bite.
Okay, make an attack.
With advantage.
So 17 hits. With your large shark mouth, you clamp on to the fairy fire outline tentacle, and it's just water. And you release your jaws. And as you swim around, you're like, I'm sure it was there, still there, but it's just water.
Well, being that it's just water, I will sometimes attacking, sometimes just moving around, trying to, I don't know, suppose cut the connection, something. You know what I mean?
Make a Camille, what are you doing?
Well, he's in heavy armor, so
would it make sense to have an initiative order?
Sure. There is an initiative order. I don't have an initiative like
yeah, it's
for
fine.
this thing, so I'm gonna go to initiative 20 because it is a environmental thing.
Millennials want, what to say, that joke. Initiative order.
Who am I missing? Nobody. All right. So me first. Pert,
Wrong.
make a. Yes.
That's 20.
Oh.
21st.
Oh yeah,
That was
21. That's
Yeah.
weird. I don't know why that
That
happened.
was weird. Yeah.
I know why it happened because I forgot to click on on Zoe's
Ah,
token because it's
Okay.
been a while since we did initiative.
it is. Zoe.
Zoe's confused because she couldn't hit it, but it missed. Then watched a shark pretty much swim through it or bite.
Mm-hmm.
She'd like to look around the shoreline to see if there's something there.
Make a perception check.
That's a performance check. I really missed that. It was like a 3.
Yeah, looking around, you don't see anything in your immediate vicinity, and your attention then goes to the waterfall where Pert was when he got grabbed, but it is like 100 feet away from you, and you can't see anything that would be big enough for you to notice at that distance.
All right. as an action, just start sending Owl to go over and have a look at the water.
All right. As your owl flies over the lake, Pert, make me a strength save to try and pull yourself away from this. All right. Once again, you're starting to get a little bit dizzy, getting like whipped around in the water. Take another 5 points of damage.
Give Nibbles back his dice.
Speaking of, Briswin,
Okay.
You
So
just
when
kicked yourself.
that
Or
was me.
Okay, sorry.
That's all it was.
when Camille shouted out, Rizwan started just shucking everything that she had that she could drop quickly, and eventually jumped in.
All right.
Is Pert close enough to the bottom of this that she could get like purchase on the bed, or is there something she could push against with her feet to try to move him?
You were with Zoe, right?
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to take a turn to swim through the water to get to where they are because they're on the other side. But you can get there at the end of your turn, get to where Pert is, very near the bottom.
Okay. In that case, can I just do the help action to try to give him advantage on the next throw?
Sure.
Okay.
Emma. What you doing, Emma? Good question.
I was a bit distracted there for a moment.
Oh, go ahead.
No, you.
Well, you see Rizwan and Fire jump into the water to try and help Pert. And at the same time, you see Zoe's owl flying over to the waterfall to where Pert was when he got grabbed.
You know, I can't think of anything else. I'm gonna shoot an arrow into the waterfall.
All right. You shoot an arrow into the waterfall. Nothing happens. It goes clang off the rocks behind the waterfall.
You tried.
Yep.
Okay, I have some questions. Since there's no explicit rules for swimming in armor, how do you want to handle it? Strength check to move around underwater?
In 3.5, it was disadvantage.
Oh, we don't hear you, Jamie. Jamie?
Oh.
Hello?
Hello?
We don't hear anything. Do you hear us?
The sound of silence.
Yo.
Hello?
Use
Hello?
so choppy.
Oh, I'm.
Hello?
Hello?
Hello? There we
Hi.
go.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. I don't know what that was.
That's okay.
All right. Camille.
So my question was, there's no in fifth edition. There's no specific rules for swimming in armor, negative or positive. How do you want to handle it? Disadvantage, strength check with a DC.
You are going to sink very fast, and if you want to not sink, I will probably ask for an athletics check.
Okay. I am going to spend this round finding a large tree, tying a length of 50-foot rope around it, and then dive into the water.
Hurt.
Or wade into the water
Um,
with rope wrapped around me.
Sure.
so in 3.5 there was a escape artist skill. Can I argue that acrobatics to wriggle free? Basically just try to compress my body to slip free from the grasp.
I would give that to you in some circumstances, but not in this circumstance.
Okay. Well, sleight of hand and stealth aren't gonna do anything. Survival's definitely not necessary because I can breathe for an hour. So I will
You
just
do have advantage thanks
I
to
will
Rizwan.
just try to beat my way out of it with my feeble strength.
All right.
Hiya!
That's enough. 19 is enough.
And I go shooting off as fast as I can, using my
Yep.
dash action to plow my way to the shore.
All right.
Because I can go. I mean, I believe that's compatible, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I move 60 feet straight to the goddamn shore.
You only need about 40 to get up and out. But your efforts have succeeded. Pert is free of this thing's grasp and is still glowing in fairy fire. Speaking of fire,
Oh, see what's going on. I see Rizwin. I swim to her and kind of grab me. Rizwin.
I grab the shark, I guess, but it's not my
Yep.
turn. I don't know how that works.
you can grab the shark, but fire to pull her along is going to be like you're going to be moving at half speed.
Okay, I can move 40 feet, so I can
Yep.
take her halfway.
All right, so you.
And I would dash because I don't have anything else to do, so I can move 40 feet and get to the shore.
All right. So everybody except for Kamal now is out of the water.
And I'm probably not
Yeah.
that far in the water.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
I'll-
like 3
waist
feet
deep.
in.
Isn't like a drop off on the water?
It is, but oh yeah, I guess it is a drop off. So Kamal, you're like just in the water, and everybody is evacuating.
Say, okay, well, fine. Back.
Zoe.
As the owl flies over to the waterfall, she takes over, viewing through its eyes, and sees if anything's up on the waterfall.
Make a perception check.
Crap, I should know this. Do I use my perception or the owls? I think it's the owls,
The owl's perception.
which in this case is a good thing.
Flavor-wise, by the way, I think Pert has neck gills, so they're probably open full and throbbing as he's trying
Yeah.
to catch his breath. Cause holy fuck!
through your owl's eyes, you look around at the waterfall and don't see anything. At the very corner of your vision, you can still see this glowing, glowing stream of water deep in the pool, which is going to lash out towards Kamale. Kamale, make a strength save.
Hey, I'm good at those. Not today, Santa.
This thing wraps around your leg, but you hang on to both the rope and the side of this pool, and for 1 second you're just like, you can feel your boots start to slip a little bit, and then it just can't quite get a hold of you and slips free.
Yeah.
I will say, unless there's anything anybody else wants to do, Camille, you can get out of the water.
Yep.
On your turn and far enough away that this thing cannot seem to reach you. And after a minute, the fairy fire disappears. And the water is still again.
Is this a natural thing? Is it a protecting something?
There was a thing about eating our feet on the stories. How do you call it? I shake myself to get the water away.
Mm-hmm. You shake like a dog.
Yeah.
Camille, you can make a Arcana check if you want.
An Arcana? Sure. I had 0 in that, but whatever. See what the dice like me.
You would gather that there's something magical about this. Like, it didn't seem to be natural. But other than that, you're not really sure.
Let's check the waterfall again. That seemed to be where... Now, did it maybe... Surmising, did it just grab Perk because he was at the water's edge at the waterfall? Like, is that just a logical place for it to do it?
Ooh, maybe it's some sort of guardian and they have the thing inside the waterfall or on the bottom of the lakey.
Pert lets go of Rizwin's leg just long enough to point at Zoe and say, "Do your dance." And then he goes back to clinging on to Rizwin's leg for now.
I have 6 hit points.
Oh, thank you.
So, Zoe stops looking through her owl's eyes and pulls out 2 maracas and starts doing her dance.
Alright. 10 minutes later, Detect Magic is cast. You're still on the other side of the lake, right?
Yes.
Alright. You do not detect anything?
Start walking around the lake, avoiding walking into the lake.
Sure. Just make me a perception check. Are you walking around to where everybody else is? Or around the other side?
Oh,
Sorry?
hi, it cut out for me, so I need that repeated.
Oh, are you walking around the side where everybody else is, or the other side?
Oh, I don't know, probably one way or the other. You pick left or right, and I'm gonna roll
Pert
one left,
encourages
2
you.
right.
Pert encourages you to join us, and then we'll go as a group.
Yeah, that's a bad idea.
Just because you guys think that doesn't mean that's what Zoe's gonna do.
Okay, 1 is left, 2 is right. All right, so you go
That was
around
an
the
S,
side.
not a D.
Oh,
Still one.
still. So you go around to the side where all of your companions are. And as you get near to where everybody is, you get a little ping at the edge of your range.
So he starts being like something that way and moving that direction, and still watching to make sure she doesn't step into water.
Yes, make a perception check.
No.
Pert borrows a dagger from someone.
Yeah, Bert, go get dressed.
My stuff's near the waterfall.
You are
I hand
Dick.
Bert the rope. And I'll hold on to the other end.
Risen will just walk over with Pert to help him retrieve his belongings.
I'm very near Soy, so
All
Are-
right.
being bodyguard.
I'll
Are
stay
you-
near Zoe.
Mm-hmm.
Is Zoe giving us an all clear sign for the waterfall area?
Not quite yet. Zoe, your detect magic takes you to the waterfall and then past it, like one step. So like you're one step out of the waterfall. And you lean down, and you can see just below the water line is a very small rune etched in the rock.
Get a rune.
As you look down and see this rune, you see out of the corner of your eye the water start to move.
Like tentacles?
Yes.
Eldritch Blast the rune?
Yeah.
Make a dexterity check to see if you can do this before the tentacles get to you.
I put myself in the middle in the meantime.
Dexterity check.
Yes.
Otherwise, it's a 19 if it's a dexterity save.
As this tentacle comes shooting out of the water towards you, you aim an eldritch blast at this rune and fire. And the tentacle just sort of gently splashes you as it turns into water.
What is with the stupid rune? And why do they always seem to go away with Eldritch Blast?
Something was protecting something here.
Hey, does Zoe detect any more magic?
Zoe does not.
She's gonna continue walking around the entire pool
Pert,
just to make sure.
Pert goes and gets dressed while this is going on.
Alright, walking around the pool, you do not detect anything else.
Hey, Pert, you want to go see what's in the bottom of the pool now that you have your dry clothes on?
Describe the rune to me first.
I doubt
It
so.
is rubble now.
Yeah, that's why I said describe it.
I don't think Zoe would have had time when she started to look at it, saw a tentacle coming at her, and went, shit! Boom!
Pert undresses again.
Alright, Pert, make me an investigation check.
Alright. Investigation.
Wait, you're going into the pool?
Yep.
Pert leaps into the water. And as you start swimming down, it is much easier to see this time around. Looking under the dead trees, the detritus that's on the bottom, you don't find anything.
Hill surface. Well, it might not be in the water, but there's a lot of dead trees down here. Maybe we could
I mean-
drag a couple of them out of the way?
I might try something. Maybe I can help. I will use Fearful Magic to cast Detect Magic.
Mhm.
And then wild shape again into a shark and go and explore the bottom.
All right. I would also like you to make me a investigation check.
But Detect Magic.
Yeah, I know. Your detect magic does not set off. Looking around the bottom of the lake, you just see dead trees, dead leaves. You do another lap with Pert. Pert, you look under a dead tree and find a skull.
I will bring it back.
But that is the most interesting thing you find at the bottom of this lake.
I communicate what I found in shark language.
Hey, Rizwin, you want to help me investigate the watersmith fall?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Now, what is Rizwin's investigation?
Her investigation consists of walking through the waterfall like it's a door.
Smack!
Damn. There's nothing back here.
She walked into it doesn't mean. Zoe gives instructions on how to properly investigate and then investigates the waterfall. And I'm going to assume Rizwin helps.
Yes.
Jesus Christ!
What the
Oh my
hell?
god.
Good lord.
You take some time to investigate with Rizwin's help. You are extremely sure that nothing is here.
And the rune was near the waterfall, correct?
Yes.
Hmm.
It was
So
under
you-
the it was like under the water line of the pool.
Find my arrow.
Pert, check the perimeter of the pool for like caves or alcoves.
Pert brings back the skull that he found and asks, "So what was the race of the people that were supposed to be here?"
Human?
Well, we have a missing, we think possibly
Halfling?
halfling, but yeah. And Zoe would know, but I do not what the races of the two people we're looking for are. Or the
Human and
traces.
halfling. Human and halfling.
Okay, now since typing by race is not a skill in D&D, nature?
Mm-hmm. Nature or medicine. It is hard to tell. This is either going to be, you would think human or elf. It's too big to be halfling.
Alright, well that's at least a possibility.
I guess it could also be, like, there are a number of races that, like, human, elf, Vidalcan,
Yeah.
anybody with that sort of body type.
Races.
Although I'd argue that Vidal can have a slightly more
They're
domed
races.
head.
Sure,
Out of
but you only got a 16, so...
I know.
Out of boredom,
I-
I will continue to explore the lake, up and down and go around and.
I
don't
have
know,
a couple
swim along.
questions, Jamie.
Mm-hmm.
How long ago were we looking for people? Like, how long ago would they have...
400 years, I
Have-
believe.
About 700.
I was short by 300
Okay.
years.
Yeah, that skull's not going to be 700 years old.
What does the water fall over? Like, how high up, and what does the, I assume, cliff look like? Is it climbable, that kind of thing?
You could probably scale it. It's only like maybe 12 feet.
Okay. Can I
This would
try
be
to...
dredge the lake, like remove some of the trees, and see if we see anything else.
I will do as Kathan had requested, though, and go looking to see if there are any other hidden alcoves underwater.
There are no hidden alcoves underwater. This is just a big hole in the rock.
Bunch of trees.
That's the only other option I can think of other than going up over the cliff, because maybe it was guarding the cliff for all we know.
With Zoe's 21 investigation, you do not find anything.
Okay. There is nothing here.
Except for a rune that we can't identify.
Water.
Does this lake has a river going out of it?
Yes, that's the waterfall.
No, there's two rivers going in and one going out.
Ah, okay.
So the one we followed in the waterfall, and then a third one.
Yes.
Shall we follow the third one then?
We can always come back to the waterfall if needed. Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, it also helps us not get lost.
We can't
Well-
get lost. We have an analyst.
Because I was going to say, before the 21, we didn't find anything. Does that include the top of the waterfall as well? Because I was going to go check up there, if not.
It's a 12-foot climb, so I'm assuming not.
For sake of brevity, yes, it does.
Okay. Let's follow the other river.
I agree.
All right. So as you all dry yourselves off and decide to follow the other river deeper and deeper into the forest, that's where we're gonna end today.
How big is it? Can I go in shark form?
No,
Damn
it is like the size of the creek that you came in.
Doesn't want to waste spell slots, will waste all the wild shape slots.
Yes.
Yeah.
But that's it.
Okay.
I think we level up.
Nope.
I think we have not leveled up, and I don't think we'll level up for a while.
That's not with that attitude.
Never level up ever again.
Hey, we still got a fairly decent session out of today.
Mm-hmm. Given all of the stuff that happened, including
Yeah.
a new computer.
Thank you for putting the effort in, Jamie, to make sure this happened.
Yeah.
You're welcome. Once again, we were at it for 3 hours, which is not a terribly short session, and only got 2/3 of the way through my notes.
Notes, by the way,
This-
that were recombined in a half hour.
Yes.
Does this shock you at all?
No.
Me? No. Well, actually, yes. I thought for sure that this was going to be the short session.
We are experts at finding ways to faff about.
Yes.
The fuffening.
I mean, sometimes the faffening is precluded by the crap rolls.
We're also good at drowning.
I heard that as crab rolls.
Yeah,
Like
with
that
that.
too.
I mean, we can work on crab rolls if you want. I hear they're tasty.
Jamie, I don't know the thing.
It's done.
Woo!
Oh, what?
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 I missed. I forgot my old keyboard had the different colors on the WASD.
Oh.
This feels different.
It's gonna feel different for a while.
Yeah.
This is where Jamie's like, well, time to go buy the $200 key.
All the clacky keys.
I mean,
With the
these keys
light.
are clacky enough. I may be investing in a better wireless adapter, though.
What exactly
That's-
happened anyway?
I don't know.
Laptop went.
Aha.
Laptop said, I'm not having anymore. I'm turning blue.
Yeah, I got a blue screen on Saturday.
Laptop decided to be a very large fan of Twisted Sister.
It's not going to take it.
Exactly.
Or is it hot for teacher?
That's not Twisted Sister.
What is it?
Van Halen.
Oh yeah.
I have it uploaded to Dropbox, but I believe you said that you don't want it right now.
Yeah. I I'm not dealing with it right now. I want to wait until I hopefully can get my old files.
Okay. Well, in that case, let me know when you want it.
Sure.